The shuttle doors opened with a soft hiss and Daeho stepped onto the polished floor of Harmony 7. Behind him, two large dogs walked with perfect discipline. Rex, a German shepherd with dark fur and alert eyes, moved on his left. Luna, a Belgian Malinois with tan and black markings, walked on his right. Both dogs wore special vests that marked them as working animals. Daeho had been a soldier once. Now he worked as a security consultant for the Human Diplomatic Corps. His job was simple: keep people safe. The dogs helped him do that. They could smell things humans could not. They could hear things humans missed. They had saved his life 3 times back on Earth. The space station was huge. Its white walls curved upward into a dome that showed the stars beyond. Aliens of different species moved through the main hall. Some walked on 2 legs. Some walked on 4. Some floated in special gravity fields. All of them stopped and stared when they saw the dogs. Minji waited near the security checkpoint. She was young for a diplomatic aide, but she spoke 17 alien languages. Her job was to help prevent misunderstandings. When she saw the reactions to the dogs, she knew her job was about to get harder. "They're frightened," she said quietly to Daeho. "I noticed." Daeho kept his hand relaxed at his side. The dog sensed his calm and remained steady. The security guard at the checkpoint was named Vextar. He belonged to the Velis species. His body was covered in a hard shell that clicked when he moved. His large eyes sat on the sides of his head, watching everything at once. Those eyes were now locked on the dogs. "What are those creatures?" Vextar's voice came through a translator device. It sounded nervous. "These are dogs," Daeho said calmly. "They are Earth animals." "They work with me." "Work?" Vextar took a step backward. "They are predators." "Yes," Daeho admitted. "But they are trained. They help keep everyone safe." Vextar's antennae twitched. His hand moved slightly toward his weapon, then stopped. "I must scan them." "That's fine." Daeho gave a hand signal. Both dogs sat immediately. Minji stepped forward with a datapad. "I have all the documentation. The dogs are certified security animals. They have been trained for explosive detection and threat assessment. They have passed all medical screenings." Vextar took the datapad but did not look at it. He could not take his eyes off the dogs. Rex yawned, showing his teeth. It was just a yawn, but Vextar flinched. "How can you trust them?" Vextar asked. "They have teeth. They have claws. They are hunters. We have been partners for thousands of years," Daeho explained. "Dogs were wolves once. Humans and wolves helped each other survive. We hunted together. We protected each other. Over time, wolves became dogs. We changed each other. Now dogs are part of human families." This explanation did not seem to help. Vextar processed their documents but kept his distance. Other guards gathered nearby, watching. They whispered to each other in languages the translator did not catch. Ambassador Yuna arrived with the rest of the human delegation. She was an experienced diplomat who had negotiated treaties with 40 different species. She saw the tension immediately. "Is there a problem?" Yuna asked. "No problem," Vextar said, but his body language suggested otherwise. "The predators make others uncomfortable." "The dogs," Yuna corrected gently. "They are called dogs, and they are necessary for our security protocols. Other species do not bring predators to diplomatic stations," Vextar said. "Other species are not human," Yuna replied. Her voice was kind but firm. "We have different needs, different customs. That is why we are here, to learn about each other." Vextar did not argue further. He marked their documents as approved and gestured toward the inner station. But as the humans walked past, he filed a formal complaint on his data terminal. The human quarters were comfortable but small. The delegation had 6 rooms connected by a common area. Daeho checked every room with the dogs. Rex sniffed carefully around doorways and vents. Luna checked under furniture and inside closets. They found nothing dangerous. "They're being thorough," said Subin, another security officer. She was younger than Daeho, but she had excellent instincts. "Did you see how scared that guard was?" "Yes." Daeho sat down and let both dogs drink from portable water bowls. "We need to be extra careful here. Fear makes people unpredictable." Minji joined them, looking worried. "I heard the station commander received 37 complaints about the dogs in the first hour." 37. "What kind of complaints?" Yuna asked. "Some species say the dogs should be caged. Some say they should be muzzled. 3 delegations threaten to leave if the dogs are allowed in the council chambers." Minji shook her head. They truly do not understand. Then we must help them understand, Yuna said. Minji, arrange an information session. Explain human-dog relationships. Show them historical data. Help them see that dogs are not a threat. What if they refuse to listen? Subin asked. Then we adapt, Yuna said. But we do not leave our people unprotected. These negotiations are too important. There are factions that do not want humans joining the Galactic Council. If something goes wrong, we need every security measure we have. That night, Deho could not sleep. He walked through the common area with Rex and Luna. Through the window, he could see other parts of the station. Lights blinked in different sections. Ships came and went. Rex suddenly stopped. His ears pointed forward. Luna did the same. Both dogs stared at the door. What is it? Deho asked quietly. The dogs did not growl. They just watched. Deho checked the security monitor. In the hallway outside, Vextar stood with 2 other guards. They were not doing anything wrong. They were just watching the human quarters. They're afraid of you, Deho told the dogs softly. They don't understand that you protect instead of hunt. Luna looked up at him and wagged her tail once. Rex leaned against his leg. Deho had faced dangerous situations before. He had been in combat. He had stopped terrorists. But somehow this felt more complicated. In battle you knew who the enemy was. Here there was no enemy, just fear, just misunderstanding. He had no idea how much worse things would get, or that in a few days that fear would nearly kill them all. The morning alarm came too early. Deho woke to find Rex already sitting by the door, alert. Luna was checking the windows. The dogs had better internal clocks than any human. Nothing to report, Subin said from the night shift station. But we have more visitors, she pointed to the monitor. Outside their quarters, 4 guards now stood watch. Yesterday there had been 2. They're watching us, Deho observed. More like watching them. Subin nodded toward the dogs. Can't say I blame them. To a prey species, Rex and Luna must look terrifying. Deho gave the command for morning duties. Both dogs went through their security routine. They checked every corner of the quarters. They sniffed at the ventilation grates. They tested the air near the food preparation area. Everything was clean. Ambassador Yuna emerged from her room already dressed for meetings. I have been reading reports all night. The situation is worse than I thought. The Velis delegation wants the dogs removed. The Novali are curious but cautious. 3 other species refuse to be in the same room as them. What about the negotiations? Minji asked, preparing breakfast. They continue, Yuna said. But the council has made a request. They want to understand why we brought predators to a diplomatic station. They're not just predators, Deho said. They're partners. I know that. You know that. But they do not. Yuna accepted a cup of tea from Minji. We have a xenobiologist on our team. Jihoon. I want him to explain human-dog relationships to the council. Jihoon was a quiet man who spent most of his time studying alien psychology. He had written papers on how different species perceived threats. When Yuna called him, he arrived with 2 data pads and a worried expression. I have been expecting this, Jihoon said. The Velis evolved as prey on their homeworld. For millions of years, their survival depended on running from predators. That fear is buried deep in their biology. When they see dogs, their instincts scream danger. But dogs are not dangerous, Subin said. To us, no. To them? Jihoon shrugged. Imagine if someone brought a creature to Earth that looked exactly like whatever scared humans most. Something that triggered every survival instinct. That is what dogs are to them. What do we do? Minji asked. Education, Jihoon said. I will present to the council. I will explain 40,000 years of co-evolution. I will show them how humans and dogs became partners. Maybe they will understand. The presentation was scheduled for the afternoon. Meanwhile, Deho had his own problems. A maintenance worker had come to fix something in the environmental controls. He was a young Velis named Tiktar. He was nervous but trying to be professional. Everything went fine until Luna walked past. Luna was just doing her job. She sniffed near Tiktar because he was a new presence in their space. It was routine, but Tiktar saw a predator approaching. He screamed. The sound was high-pitched and piercing. Luna backed away immediately, startled by the noise. Rex moved to Deho's side, watching the situation carefully. It is okay, Deho said in his calmest voice. She will not hurt you. She was just checking for threats. Checking? Tiktar was shaking. It was hunting me. I saw its eyes. I saw its teeth. No, Deho said firmly. Luna was sniffing. Dogs use smell to understand the world. She was learning about you, not hunting you. But Tiktar could not be calmed. He left without finishing his repairs. Within an hour, another complaint was filed. Within 2 hours, it had spread through the entire station. The council chamber was a massive room designed to hold representatives from hundreds of species. Jihoon stood at the center, surrounded by holographic displays. Images of dogs appeared in the air around him. 40,000 years ago, Jihoon began, humans were not the dominant species on Earth. We were hunters, yes, but so were many others. Wolves were our competitors. They hunted the same prey we did. They lived in the same territories. The council watched silently. High Counselor Thren, a tall avian with silver feathers, listened with his head tilted. But something changed. Jihoon continued. Some wolves came near human camps. They ate our scraps. They warned us when other predators approached. And humans realized these wolves were useful. We gave them food, protection, a place in our groups. Images showed ancient humans and wolves working together. Over thousands of years, we bred these wolves. We selected for certain traits: loyalty, intelligence, the desire to please. The wolves changed. They became dogs. But humans changed too. We learned to read dog body language. We learned to communicate with them. We became partners. Partners with predators? Someone asked from the council seats. How is that possible? Because predators understand things prey species do not, Jihoon said. Predators understand territory, hierarchy, protection. Dogs guard human children. They defend human homes. They die for humans. That is not hunting behavior. That is pack behavior. But they have teeth, Vextar said from his guard post. They have claws. They could kill. Yes, Jihoon agreed. But a weapon that chooses not to fire is more valuable than a weapon that cannot. Dogs have the ability to harm, but they choose loyalty instead. That choice is what makes them remarkable. The council debated for hours. Some understood, some did not. High Counselor Thren seemed fascinated. I would like to observe these dogs, Thren said. Can that be arranged? Yes, Ambassador Yuna said. We can arrange a demonstration. But not everyone was pleased. As the council session ended, Daeho noticed something. A delegate named Kaspor was speaking quietly with several others. They kept looking at the humans and shaking their heads. Their body language was hostile. Minji noticed too. That's the faction that opposes human membership in the council, she whispered. They think humans are too aggressive, too dangerous. And the dogs make us look more dangerous, Daeho said. That night, security around the human quarters increased again. Now 6 guards stood watch. Vextar was always among them. Daeho ran his hand through Rex's fur. The dog leaned into the touch, content. Luna slept nearby, her ears twitching as she dreamed. Tomorrow we show them what you really are, Daeho told the dogs. Tomorrow we make them understand. But understanding would be harder than he thought, and the demonstration would go wrong in ways no one expected. The central garden atrium was the largest open space on Harmony 7. Plants from dozens of worlds grew under artificial sunlight. The air smelled like flowers and earth. Today the garden had been cleared for the demonstration. Hundreds of aliens gathered on elevated observation platforms. They wanted to see the predators. They wanted to understand why humans trusted them. Daeho stood in the center of the garden with Rex and Luna. Both dogs sat calmly watching him. They wore their working vests but no leashes. Minji had argued for leashes, but Daeho refused. They need to see that the dogs obey by choice, he had said, not because we force them. Hyejin stood nearby with a microphone. She was a behavioral psychologist who specialized in animal cognition. Her job was to explain what the dogs were doing and why. Good morning, Hyejin said. Her voice carried through the garden. Thank you for coming. Today we will show you how humans and dogs work together.
Please remain calm.
Sudden movements or loud noises can startle the animals. Several aliens shifted nervously at the word startle. Dogs communicate through body language, Hyejin continued. When a dog's tail is high and wagging, it is happy. When its ears are forward, it is alert. When it growls, it is warning you of danger. These signals have meaning. Daeho gave Rex a hand signal. The dog immediately laid down. You will notice Daeho did not speak, Hyejin said. Dogs can learn to obey hand signals, voice commands, or even facial expressions. This is because they have evolved to read human communication. Another signal. Luna walked to Daeho's left side and sat. Now watch closely, Hyejin said. Deho will walk away. The dogs will stay until called. Deho walked 20 meters away. Rex and Luna remained in place, though their eyes followed him. A minute passed. 2 minutes. The dogs did not move, then Deho whistled. Both dogs ran to him immediately, their tails wagging. This is the foundation of trust, Hyejin explained. The dogs trust that Deho will return. Deho trusts that the dogs will obey. This trust has been built through years of training and partnership. High Counselor Thren leaned forward on his platform. Show us their hunting abilities. Of course. Hyejin nodded to Subin, who stood at the edge of the garden. Subin threw a training dummy into some bushes. It was designed to smell like explosive materials. Rex immediately began searching. His nose worked back and forth, testing the air. Within 30 seconds, he found the dummy and sat beside it, looking at Deho. Rex has detected the training material, Hyejin said. He sits to alert Deho without disturbing potential evidence. This is how dogs help find explosives, drugs, or missing persons. Luna performed a different demonstration. Subin pretended to be an intruder, acting aggressively. Luna positioned herself between Subin and Deho, her body tense. She barked once, a clear warning, but she did not attack. Luna is protecting Deho, Hyejin explained. But notice what she does not do. She does not attack. She warns first. Dogs prefer to avoid conflict. They use aggression only as a last resort. Security Chief Quental, a reptilian with green scales, spoke from his platform. What if someone tries to harm the handler? May I demonstrate? Deho asked Thren. Proceed? Deho gave Subin a padded sleeve. She put it on her arm and approached Deho again, this time raising the arm as if to strike. Luna reacted instantly. She jumped and bit the padded sleeve, pulling Subin off balance. But the moment Deho commanded release, Luna let go and returned to his side. The dog attacked, Vextar said nervously. The dog protected, Deho corrected. There is a difference. Luna did not try to kill. She did not go for the throat or face. She targeted the arm that posed a threat, and she stopped immediately when commanded. The demonstration was going well. The aliens were beginning to understand. Some even seemed impressed, then everything went wrong. A small alien child broke free from the observation platform. He was Thren's nephew, a young bird-like creature with golden feathers. He was curious and excited. He wanted to see the dogs up close. Pip, Thren called. Come back! But Pip was already running into the demonstration area. His wings fluttered as he ran straight toward Rex and Luna. The dogs reacted instantly. Rex moved to intercept the child, positioning himself between Pip and the area where they had been training. Luna circled behind, her eyes scanning for threats. To the watching aliens, it looked like a hunting formation. 2 predators surrounding prey. Panic erupted on the observation platforms. They are attacking! Someone screamed. Guards reached for weapons. Several aliens tried to rush down to save the child. Thren called out in fear, but Deho remained calm. Rex, Luna, sit, stay. Both dogs immediately sat, though they kept watching the child. Their tails were still. Their bodies were tense but not aggressive. Pip reached Rex and stopped. The child was not afraid. He reached out a small wing and touched Rex's nose. The dog did not move. Hello, dog, Pip said in his chirping voice. Rex's tail wagged once. Deho walked slowly to Pip. He knelt down beside the child and Rex. Would you like to pet him? Pip nodded enthusiastically. Gently, Deho said. Like this. He showed Pip how to stroke Rex's fur. The big dog sat patiently, accepting the attention. Luna walked over and sat on the other side, watching the child with soft eyes. They are so warm, Pip said. Thren rushed down from the platform. He expected to find his nephew in danger. Instead, he found him sitting between 2 predators, giggling as they licked his feathers. They were protecting him, Hyejin said quietly. When Pip ran into the training area, the dogs moved to shield him from potential danger. They were not hunting. They were guarding. Thren stared at the scene. His nephew looked happier than Thren had ever seen him. The dogs were gentle, their movements careful around the small child. I did not understand, Thren said softly. I thought I did, but I did not. Deho helped Pip stand. Dogs love children. Many species have young that need protection. Dogs understand this instinctively, but not everyone was convinced. As Deho returned Pip to his uncle, he saw Vextar and the other Velis guards. They were huddled together, their body language fearful and agitated. They saw hunting behavior, Subin whispered to Deho. They will never trust the dogs now. She was right. That night, Vextar filed an emergency petition with the station commander. The petition demanded the dogs be removed immediately. It claimed they were a danger to all prey species on the station. 20 other delegations signed the petition. What do we do? Minji asked Ambassador Yuna. We continue, Yuna said, though she looked tired. The negotiations are almost complete. We cannot give up now, but Daiho noticed something else. While most species were afraid, a few were interested. Quental, the security chief, had requested information about training security animals. 2 other species had asked about starting similar programs. Fear spreads quickly, Daiho told Rex and Luna that night, but so does understanding. We just need more time. Time, however, was running out. The final day of negotiations arrived with tension hanging in the air like static before a storm. Daiho woke early, as always. Rex was already alert, staring at the door with focused intensity. Luna paced near the windows, her movements tight and controlled. Something's wrong, Daiho said to Subin, who had just finished the night watch. I feel it too, Subin agreed. The dogs have been restless all night. Rex growled twice at nothing I could see. Dogs don't growl at nothing. Daiho checked his security feeds. The hallway outside looked normal. Guards stood at their posts. Early morning station workers passed by on routine tasks. Nothing seemed out of place, but Rex knew something he did not. Ambassador Yuna emerged from her quarters dressed in formal diplomatic attire. The negotiations would conclude today. Either humans would join the Galactic Council or they would not. Everything depended on the next few hours. The council chamber is ready, Minji said, reviewing her datapad. All delegations are present. Security has been increased due to yesterday's incident. Increased security, Daiho muttered. That means more guards who are afraid of my dogs. Can Rex and Luna stay here? Yuna asked. Just for today? Daiho shook his head. Something is making them alert. I need to stay close to the chamber in case there is a real threat. Then you will wait in the adjacent security room. Yuna decided. Close enough to respond, but not in the chamber itself. It was a compromise. Daiho did not like compromises when safety was involved, but he understood the politics. The council chamber was enormous, with seats arranged in a circular pattern so all delegates could see each other. The human delegation sat in a section marked with Earth symbol. Across from them sat the Velis, still visibly uncomfortable with human presence. Minseo, the human trade negotiator, began the final presentation. She was calm and professional, outlining the benefits of human membership. Humans could offer technology, medical knowledge, cultural exchange, security expertise. Security expertise, Delegate Kaspor interrupted. His species had opposed human membership from the beginning. You mean military power? You mean weapons? You mean predators? We mean protection, Minseo replied smoothly. Every species has strengths. Humans are good at identifying threats and responding to danger. This could benefit the entire council. Or endanger us all, Kaspor said. We have seen your predators. We have seen how they frighten peaceful species. How can we trust you? The debate continued. Arguments flew back and forth. Some delegates supported humans. Others remained opposed. Meanwhile, in the security room adjacent to the chamber, Daiho sat with Rex and Luna. He could hear the negotiations through the audio feed. The dogs lay at his feet, but neither was relaxed. Then Rex's ears snapped forward. His entire body went rigid. A low growl rumbled from his chest. Luna immediately stood, her nose working the air. She moved to the door, then back to Daiho, then to the door again. Her tail was low. Her hackles were rising. What is it? Daiho asked quietly. Both dogs were now focused on the door that led to the council chamber hallway. The growling grew louder. Rex stood, his stance wide and ready. Luna joined him, both dogs staring at something Daiho could not see. Daiho activated his communicator. Subin, check the hallway outside the council chamber. The dogs are detecting something. Checking now, Subin's voice came back. Hallway looks clear. 3 guards on duty, Vextar and 2 others. Nothing unusual, but the dogs disagreed. Their growling intensified. This was not a warning about a person. This was a warning about danger. Daiho pulled up the security camera feed on his datapad. He saw what Subin described. Vextar stood near the chamber entrance with 2 other Velis guards. They looked nervous, as they always did around the human delegation. Then Daiho noticed Vextar's hand. It was moving slowly toward his weapon. Subin, why is Vextar reaching for his gun? I don't know. Maybe he hears the dogs growling? Deho's blood went cold. The dogs were growling. Vextar was hearing it through the door, and Vextar, with his prey species instincts, was interpreting it as aggression. Toward him. I'm going out there, Deho said. He grabbed Rex and Luna's vests. Come. The dogs moved with him instantly, their training overriding their alarm. They exited the security room and entered the hallway. Vextar saw them immediately. His hand was now gripping his weapon, though he had not drawn it yet. The other two guards backed away. Stop, Vextar said. His voice was high with fear. Control your predators. They are controlled, Deho said, keeping his voice calm. But he could see the situation spiraling. Vextar was afraid. The dogs were growling. It looked like the dogs were threatening the guard. Why are they growling at me? Vextar demanded. His weapon was now halfway out of its holster. This was the moment. If Vextar drew his weapon, the dogs would react. If the dogs reacted, Vextar would fire. If Vextar fired near the council chamber, everything would collapse. The negotiations would fail. People might die. Deho needed to make Vextar understand in the next few seconds. They're not growling at you, Deho said firmly. Vextar's hand froze. What? Listen to me carefully, Deho said. Rex and Luna are not threatening you. They are warning you, because you're reaching for your gun. I am reaching for my gun because they are threatening me. No. Deho pointed at the dogs. Look at them. Really look. If they wanted to attack you, they would be moving forward. They would be showing teeth. They would be focused on you. But they are not. They are looking past you. Vextar's large eyes swiveled. He looked at the dogs again. Deho was right. The dogs were not looking at him. They were looking at something behind him. What are they looking at? Vextar asked. I don't know, but they smell something, they hear something, something that is not you. Subin's voice burst through the communicator. Deho, we have a problem. Security scan just detected trace chemical. Signatures in the ventilation shaft behind the council chamber. Could be explosives. Everything happened at once. Luna barked once, sharp and urgent. She moved toward the ventilation grate in the wall behind Vextar. Rex followed, both dogs now focused on that single spot. Vextar stumbled backward, finally understanding. There is something in the shaft? Evacuate the chamber, Deho shouted into his communicator. Now. Alarms began blaring. The council chamber doors opened. Delegates poured out in confusion. Yuna grabbed Minseo and Minji, pulling them away from the chamber. Security Chief Quental rushed forward. What is happening? Explosive device, Subin reported, arriving with a scanning unit. The dogs detected it before our sensors did. It's in the ventilation shaft, probably planted during last night's maintenance cycle. Luna was scratching at the ventilation grate. Rex stood beside her, his body tense and alert. They had done their job. They had found the threat. Bomb disposal units arrived. They carefully opened the grate. Inside was a small but powerful device designed to destroy the council chamber and everyone in it. Who did this? Thren demanded. Security began reviewing footage. Within minutes, they had an answer. Kaspor's faction. They had hired someone to plant the device during maintenance. The plan was to detonate it during the final vote, making it look like a tragic accident. Kaspor and his conspirators were arrested immediately. Vextar stood in the hallway, staring at Rex and Luna. The dogs were calm now, the threat neutralized. Their tails wagged slightly as Deho praised them. They saved us, Vextar said quietly. I thought they were going to attack me, but they were trying to save me. Deho looked at the guard. That is what dogs do. They are predators, yes. But they chose long ago to be guardians instead of hunters. They chose to protect instead of kill. Vexitar's shell clicked as he moved closer to the dogs. He was still afraid, but now there was something else in his eyes. Respect, understanding. I was wrong about them, Vexitar said. I was wrong about you. You were afraid, Deho said. Fear is not wrong, but fear can be overcome. The council chamber would need to be cleaned and secured. The negotiations would resume tomorrow. But something had changed. Something important. The predators had saved the prey, and everyone had seen it. The station went into full lockdown after the bomb discovery. Security teams swept every hallway, every room, every shaft. They found 2 more devices. All of them had been planted by Caspor's conspirators. All of them were designed to kill delegates and blame the humans. Daho sat in the human quarters with Rex and Luna. Both dogs were finally relaxed, sleeping peacefully after their tense day. Subin brought them fresh water and special treats. "They're heroes," Subin said. "The entire station is talking about them." "They were just doing their job," Daho replied, but he could not hide his pride. Ambassador Yuna entered with news. "The council has postponed the final vote for 3 days. They want to investigate the conspiracy fully, but Thren spoke to me privately. He says the vote will go in our favor." "Because of the dogs?" Minji asked. "Because of what the dogs represent," Yuna said. "The council understands now. Humans are dangerous, yes. But dangerous can also mean protective. Predators can be guardians." Over the next 3 days, something remarkable happened. Ji-hoon worked with Hyejin and several alien psychologists to create new training materials. They developed courses on cross-species threat assessment. They explained predator psychology to prey species. They showed how fear could be managed and overcome. Wu Jin, a human engineer, worked with station security to upgrade their detection systems. "Your sensors are good," he told Quental. "But they missed the bombs because they rely only on chemistry and physics. Dogs use biology. They smell things your machines cannot." "Can other species learn this?" Quental asked. "Maybe," Wu Jin said. "But it would take thousands of years of evolution. Or you could partner with species that already have these abilities." The idea spread quickly through the council. Several delegations approached the humans with questions. Could dogs work with other species? Could similar partnerships be developed? What other Earth animals might be useful? Taeyong, a human journalist, documented everything. Her article was transmitted across the galaxy. The day predators saved prey became the most read piece in Galactic News Network history. But the most important changes happened quietly, in small moments. Vextar came to the human quarters on the 2nd day. He stood outside the door for several minutes before pressing the chime. Daho answered. "Yes?" "I would like to speak with you," Vextar said. His translator made him sound formal, but Daho could see nervousness in his body language. "About the dogs." "Come in." Vextar entered slowly. Rex and Luna watched him but did not growl. They sensed no threat. "I filed the petition to have them removed," Vextar said. "I was wrong. I want to withdraw it." "Already done," Daho said. "The petition was cancelled after the incident." "That is not enough." Vextar moved closer to where the dogs lay. "I want to understand them. I want to learn. I have been thinking about what you said, about guardians, about protection. My species has always run from danger. We have never stood against it. Maybe that is why we are afraid." "Fear kept your species alive," Daho said. "There is no shame in that." "But there is limitation in it," Vexitar replied. "I spoke to my superiors. I requested a transfer. I want to work with the human security team. I want to learn how to work with the dogs." Daho studied the alien guard. This was not easy for Vextar. Every instinct in his body probably screamed to run away. But he was here anyway. "It will be difficult," Daho warned. "You will need to overcome millions of years of evolution. I understand, but if I do not try, I will always be afraid. And I am tired of being afraid." "Then we start tomorrow," Daho said. He extended his hand. After a moment, Vextar touched it with his own appendage. It was awkward, but it was a beginning. The next day, Vextar arrived early for his first training session. He wore a modified uniform that would work with human equipment. He carried a datapad filled with notes. "First lesson," Daho said. "Dog body language. You need to learn what they are telling you." They spent hours going through different signals: wagging tails, raised hackles, forward ears, lowered heads. Vextar took notes on everything. Then came the hard part. Now you need to interact with them, Deho said. Vextar froze. Directly? You cannot work with them from a distance. Rex sat nearby, watching with patient eyes. Luna had already lost interest and was chewing a toy. Start with Rex, Deho suggested. He is calmer. Just let him sniff your hand. Vexitar approached slowly. His shell clicked with each movement. Rex's ears perked up at the sound. The dog stood and walked toward Vextar. The guard nearly ran. Deho saw his muscles tense, ready to flee. Breathe, Deho said. He is just curious. Hold out your hand. Let him learn your scent. Vextar extended a shaking hand. Rex sniffed carefully, his nose working over the alien's shell. Then the dog's tail wagged once. He likes you, Deho said. How can you tell? The tail wag. If he was nervous or aggressive, his tail would be still or low. A wagging tail means he is comfortable. Over the next hour, Vextar touched Rex's fur. The guard was amazed at how soft it was, how warm. Rex tolerated the attention with good grace, even leaning into the touch. This is not what I expected, Vextar admitted. What did you expect? A weapon. A killing machine. But he is... Vextar struggled to find words. He is gentle. He can be both, Deho said. That is what makes dogs remarkable. News of Vextar's training spread through the station. Other prey species guards became curious. If Vexitar could overcome his fear, maybe they could too. By the third day, Deho was running training sessions for 6 different species. Some made progress quickly. Others struggled. But all of them were trying. High Counselor Thren visited one of these sessions. He brought Pip, his nephew, who was delighted to see Rex and Luna again. This is good, Thren said, watching the guards work with the dogs. This is very good. You are building bridges between predator and prey species. That was not my goal, Deho said. I just wanted to keep people safe. Sometimes the best changes happen without planning, Thren replied. The final vote came on the 4th day. The council chamber had been repaired and secured. New security protocols were in place, many of them designed by Wu Jin and Quental working together. The human delegation sat in their section. Across from them, the Velis delegation sat without fear. Vextar stood guard nearby, no longer flinching at the sound of barking from the security room. High Counselor Thren called for the vote. The question before us is simple. Should humanity be granted membership in the Galactic Council? Those in favor? Lights appeared across the chamber. Green lights signaling approval, more green than anyone had expected. Those opposed? A few red lights appeared, far fewer than before. The motion passes, Thren announced. Humanity is welcomed into the Galactic Council. The human delegation erupted in celebration. Yuna hugged Minseo and Minji. Subin cheered. Even Jihun smiled. But Deho was thinking about something else. He left the chamber and went to the security room. Rex and Luna were waiting, their tails wagging. Good dogs, he said, kneeling to embrace them both. Very good dogs. Later that evening, there was a celebration in the station's central plaza. Delegates from different species mingled. Music played. Food from hundreds of worlds was shared. Deho stood with Rex and Luna watching the crowd. Several aliens approached to thank him. Some even asked if they could pet the dogs. He showed them how. Vextar arrived with something in his hands. A small package wrapped carefully. This is for the dogs, Vextar said. A gift. Inside were special treats made from ingredients safe for Earth canines. Someone had researched what dogs could eat and made them by hand. Thank you, Deho said. That was thoughtful. I wanted to give something back, Vexitar said. They saved my life. They saved all our lives. Rex and Luna happily accepted the treats. Vextar laughed, a clicking sound that his translator rendered as joy. Taeyong approached with her recording equipment. May I ask you something, Deho? Of course. What do you think this means? Not just for humans, but for everyone. Deho thought about it. He looked at Vextar standing beside him, no longer afraid. He looked at the aliens in the plaza, some of them cautiously petting Luna. He looked at Thren and Pip, the young one now convinced that dogs were the best thing in the galaxy. I think it means we all have things to learn from each other, Deho said finally. Prey species can learn about protection and vigilance. Predator species can learn about caution and peace. We are all different, but those differences make us stronger together. That's perfect, Taeyong said. That will be my closing line. As the celebration continued, Daiho found a quiet corner. Rex and Luna lay at his feet, tired but content. He thought about everything that had happened. The fear, the misunderstanding, the near disaster, and finally the bridge that had been built. Humans were predators. That would never change. But being a predator did not mean being a threat. It meant having the power to protect those who could not protect themselves. The galaxy had learned that lesson, and it would never forget. Weeks later, the first training center opened on Harmony 7. Humans worked with alien species to develop new security protocols. Dogs from Earth arrived to work with guards from dozens of worlds. The program was called the Guardian Initiative. Vextar became its first non-human graduate. He worked alongside Rex and Luna, no longer afraid, no longer limited by instinct. He had learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the choice to act despite it. And across the galaxy, the story spread. The story of the day when predators and prey stood together. The day when humans proved they could be trusted. The day when two dogs saved countless lives simply by doing what they were born to do. Guard the pack. Protect the innocent. Be loyal until the end. That was the human way. And now it would become the galactic way too.